Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones review for today. Now, I don't normally put out videos on a Monday, but there are a couple of things that I'm seeing on other markets, which just led me to let's have a look at the charts this morning to see what's going on. And as you can see, I'm in on a trade at the moment, and I'll give you the details of that trade now. But just starting off on the weekly, look at where we are. Okay, so we've also got this divergence that's brewing on the Awesome Oscillator, but the Williams percentage R, we've got a double top here. We do have a potential double top, and if I just zoom in a bit here, you'll see inside bar, and not really an inside bar, but it is inside this green bar still. So this to me could be a confirmation of this area here. I think the critical aspect here is this weekly high here. I'm going to put those two levels in. Those are the the zone that we need to be paying attention to. Okay, so right now, if we look at the daily over the last couple of days, there's lots of indecision here, lots of buyers stepping in, but the trend is still to the downside. It's not a major trend, it's a very small trend line at the moment, but it is definitely to the downside. And that is pretty much why I'm in on the trade at the moment, is we are sort of gapped up and we've hit, we'll come close to the trend line, so we'll look at that on the lower time frames. So this could still be the consolidation for another kick to the upside, very possible. Okay, what I'm seeing on the DAX is not the case. Okay, and to me, the Aussie is also an early indication of what's going on. Okay, so right now we had a triangle break on Friday. So this is the top of the triangle, and the bottom of the triangle was here. Okay, so we had a break. We ended up with a pin bar. And the thing about this pin bar, I don't think it was buyers coming in before the weekend. I think it was more profit taking from people trading the top of the triangle and then getting out at the previous low. Okay, so that's kind of what I can see. What it has done is it's brought us to break the alligator. Okay, we've broken the alligator. The alligator is still blue, red, green. So in other words, trending down instead of green, red, blue. Okay, very messy on the Awesome Oscillator, so there's no real direction. But I think this triangle is in play. Okay, so that's pretty much what my current trade is at the moment. A little bit underwater at the moment, but I've got quite a bit of resistance above me to protect, and all I'm doing is I'm taking my stop above the previous high here. So it's about a 100-point stop loss that I have at the moment, which is fine. I expect this thing to sort of move around, even come up and test the 200 here, possibly even come and test the trend line before moving back to the downside. What I'm looking for is this gap to close. So the interesting thing about that would be that it would break the bottom of the triangle again. So that's kind of what I'm playing for at the moment. Okay, I think it's going to take something astronomical from the news side, from the news world, to actually drive this market above this high here. Okay, so remember, this is the sort of the daily highs. You can see high, lower high, and I'm expecting that trend to continue. Okay, so anyway, that's my current view at the moment. If we look at the half hour here, you know, it's still no direction, completely directionless, massive gap up. But I think the volumes at the moment are so low. I think it's like 60 or 70 per 5-minute bar at the moment. So the volumes are very low. And you can see the indecision. We've bounced off a 200 EMA here on the half hour. And you can see the sellers are sort of trying to scale in. Okay. So, yeah, so I think, that's kind of my view at the moment. I think we have some more downside, at least for this gap to close. The question is whether we get a lower low. So if we get below the low of last week, 26,725, then I suspect we've got quite a bit coming, and that is going to be pretty much this triangle that's going to play out. Okay, but at the same time, if I just do that, we're also in a consolidation phase. Okay, so don't anticipate moves all the way to the downside. For me, I think that's the profit area there. So I've pretty much got a one-to-one trade at the moment. So what am I in at? I'll give you the levels now. Okay, so we're in at 269.35. Okay, and we have a stop above 270.20, and we are looking to take profits just above this this fractal here, which also coincides with my gap. Okay, and that is 26814. Okay, so it's a little bit more than a one-to-one trade. So I've got a 97-point stop loss, and I'm looking for 117 points. Okay, so that's kind of me at the moment, and you can see on the hour there's an inside bar there. Okay, and as soon as we break below my entry, and you can see my entry was pretty much as we tested this swing low here. So as soon as we break below that, my entry or the low of this bar, which is the same, then that's going to validate that trade for me. Okay, so that's that at the moment, and I think what I want to do is just close off with the Ichimoku here. So on the hour, which is another just validation for the trade, is look at the crossover here. So trend is not up, it's flat, but Kijinsen is above Chikinson. So that's not a bullish sign, that's a bearish sign. And I've got a bit of a twist here in the cloud, which is bearish, and I have what it was through price, but it's above price now. So Chica's band needs to come back down through price, and that'll validate that. 4 hour trend is down. Okay, and you can see I've put my stop pretty much above the cloud as well. So there's still merit for it to come to the top here and move down. But as far as I'm concerned, trend is down, Kijinsen's pointing down. And if we look at the daily, we are below Kijinsen. Okay, so there's still a lot of support here. So I'm not saying it's going to fall to the floor, but I do suspect we're either going to get buyers stepping in this area again, or if we do get through that, we've got some levels to downside here, and I think the most logical one for me to take profit would be 26,393. Okay, but anyway, I reckon that if it does happen, that's a few days away. I don't know if it'll happen today, because this to me is still a consolidation sort of wedge triangle thing. And I suppose another way of doing this is just to put your Fibonacci in. And you can see there, 50%, 61.8. That would be the zone to be looking at. But Ichimoku traders are definitely going to be in on this trade at the moment. Not just anticipating for a short trade like I'm looking for, but looking for more of a long-term break below the bottom here. Okay, anyway, that's me for today. Hope that helps, and I expect it to be a typical Monday. So in other words, grab the small targets and then just muck around until we get some direction from Tuesday onwards. So that's me for today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.